Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, please subscribe and tap that bell for more videos. So today we're going to be making a cute little farmhouse decor sign for your home. The things you're going to need is a block of wood. This is a 5 by 5 inch piece of wood. You need a block of wood. I'm using white and black paint. This is acrylic paint. I'm using this stencil, and you can actually get this same one on Amazon, or if you find another one online somewhere. This one, I know you can see it. Well, you can't see it, but this stencil says Home Sweet Home, so that's the one I'm going to be using today to make our decor. Like I said, I will link this below if you want to use this same one. Your glue gun, glue sticks, and if you want, you can use some rope or twine to decorate the top of it. So the first thing I'm going to do is paint my block completely white. If you want to use different colors, that's fine. Just paint it whatever background color you want all over the entire block. And I'm going to do mine white. I'm just going to take my paint and just cover it in white. The whole thing. Okay, so there's that. If you want, you can add like a small amount of your black, or if you have like a gray, depending on what color you're using, but you can add a little bit of that to add a little bit of depth to the color. I just barely have a tiny bit, you can't even see it, a little tiny bit of black. If you want, you can kind of run it along to add a little bit of like detail looking in here. Not a lot, but just a little bit, a hint, just a hint of it, where it looks basically gray. Kind of look like it has like wood lines in it, or distressed, or something along those lines. It's not necessary if you don't want to do that. That's fine. So there is that. Just a little bit. Okay, so you can do it like that, or if you want to keep it solid white, you can do that too. It just adds a little bit extra to it. Get a little bit more on top. Okay, or you can make it darker if you want. So you're gonna go ahead and let this dry for the next step. Okay, so now this is dry. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna start with our stencil. And like I said, this one I'm using is a Home Sweet Home. Just in case you were looking and purchasing this stencil wheel. I think it's called the Inspirational Stencil Wheel. I'll put it, like I said, I'll link it, but it says Home Sweet Home. Be bold, be brave, be you. It has a little heart, it says be mine. Make it happen. Dream big. And it says you and me, and it has a little, I think, little doves and little hearts. That might be the last one. Yeah, and then Home Sweet Home. I actually got this from Sparkle by Monica. We did a craft swap oh, I don't know, maybe like 6 months ago, maybe around the fall. I think probably around the fall time. She sent this to me with other stencil wheels. So check out her channel too. I'll put her link below. She's got really great videos as well. So you're going to take your stencil and you're going to kind of line it up here how you want it. I'm going to lightly tape it. Just some small pieces up here on the top, but just be careful because it could take off your paint a little bit. Just help it hold in place. Just put the minimal amount on the canvas so you don't mess it up. So there's that. Okay, now that I have it taped on, I'm going to go ahead and start painting, but I definitely recommend using a small paintbrush. A small but a little bit firm, not too flimsy. Like those little thin ones might be a little too flimsy because sometimes it might slide underneath the stencil, so something like this would probably be good. And don't put too much paint because again it can bleed under the stencil. Just lightly paint it in there. Little bit of paint. I think it's already messed up a couple spots. Just kind of go around the shape. Just minimal paint. Okay, so I'm pretty much finished with that. I'm just gonna go and go back over any spots that maybe didn't get enough paint. I think I see a little bit of bleeding, but I'm not sure. Paint bleeding. Another option, if you're worried about the paint messing up and bleeding, you could use a paint marker to fill it in. It would probably be easier if that's something you'd like to do. Okay. All right, we'll see how I did. Okay. All right, so there's that. There's a little bit of bleeding up here, and I'll just cover that with white, and this part just needs a little bit more black, but otherwise I think it turned out pretty good. So there's a little bit of bleeding on the top. I'm gonna try, and since it's still wet, take a little piece of paper towel, just the smallest piece because I don't want it to mess up the rest of the letter. Just gonna see if I can absorb some of it, some of the paint, and it did take off that little blot right there. There's another one, a little, it's out of range. So I just tried to blot up a little bit while it was wet, and then I'm gonna let it dry, and then I'll just paint a little bit of white to cover up the mess up parts. And then this little part needs to be darkened, and otherwise I think it's pretty good. Okay, so I just figured I'd show you kind of quickly like how I'm gonna try and fix like I I said I just blotted the black, and if you can see, like on the top of the H, there's just a little bit of black out of line. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of white paint, just a tiny bit. I rinse my brush and make it as dry as possible. Make sure you blot your brush out as much as possible because you don't want any water spilling into the black part. You just want a little bit of white to cover up that mess up. And so I'm just gonna, if you can see, just gonna very lightly try to pat this white on there. And if I need to, which I think I might, let it dry and then do another coat. I'm just kind of patting it around the shape of the H up there. Just kind of mess it up to kind of cover up and see. I'll have to do another coat of white over it to just kind of fix it. I'm just kind of sweeping the extra color in there. So I'm just gonna let this dry and then I'll come back. Hey guys, so I'm not sure what happened. Last night I filmed me putting this on top and then now the video is messed up. But what I did after everything dried, I took 2 pieces of this rope. I cut about 18 inches each, give or take. And then I just tied it into a bow, and then I just used my hot glue gun and glued it on the top like this. So this is how it turned out. I think it looks really cute. Hey guys, so I forgot to mention, I did mention that if you would like, you can use a paint marker or like a paint Sharpie instead of painting your stencil. But if you paint your stencil like I did, you can always touch it up with a Sharpie, obviously the same color that you're using. I went ahead and just like quickly went over some of the spots with the Sharpie so it would just look a little bit more even. So that's how that turned out. So thanks everyone for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Check out all my links below, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. Bye.